And we're back. How's it going, guys? Episode number 2 of the Variety Show. Sorry it took so long to come back, but we've been pretty busy. Today's going to be a little shorter. We only got one topic, and we're just going to start right off the bat. What an opening weekend for NFL football it's been.
Yep.
And not just the opening weekend. This offseason, it probably has to be record-breaking with the amount of people that got suspended for drugs. Could you think of a year? Is this crazy?
Yeah, it has. Let's see. I don't remember any other off-season or beginning of the season, for that matter, that has had so many suspensions or unsuspending or what have you, just off-season actions that take place and then it cause consequences in the regular season.
I wish I knew the number of people that got in some type of trouble just this year so far. It's got to be more than 10 at least. And the biggest thing that has me pissed off right now is the whole Ray Rice deal, which if you've watched any type of sports media today, I'm sure that's the only thing they were talking about. So this might get a little monotonous, but just the fact that it took them the actual seeing of the video to suspend him and cut him, whenever the video that was released today is exactly what was said in the police report. It was said she pushed him, he pushed her back, and then she charged at him, and all inside an elevator, and then he dropped her with one punch. Now what they did see was the video from the hall of him dragging her out. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Him dragging her out. That's been out since February. That video. But even that alone, him dragging his fiance out of a elevator, and then just leaving her there, and then when the security guard comes up, he's mad. That's obviously the security guard's I can't just let you go.
Yeah.
He was saying she was drunk, she had too much to drink, and you could just tell whenever the security guard confronted him, he stopped trying to pick her up, and you could just tell he did something wrong, especially when the video of them walking into the elevator, she's completely fine. I don't know why it took till today for them to release the video of inside the elevator, but I watched it, and yeah, it was bad, but that's what I was understanding, or that was my understanding of what happened. It was what I saw in the video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking to myself, how does this change anything? This is what the police report said. This is what the NFL was notified that happened. And he got a 2-game suspension, which was ridiculous. Has he gotten any legal trouble?
Probably.
I think he definitely paid fine.
He obviously went to court. I mean, I don't know how long that process takes since, February?
And she didn't press charges. They got married in March.
Yeah, well.
Or May or March. They got married after that.
Because she might have the mindset that it's her fault, which is really... I mean, I don't know.
I just found that out today. I thought they split up. No, they got married in March or May.
Yep.
One of those 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. But whatever. They said they went to counseling and that they figured everything out.
Yeah, apparently one session, right? And then they modeled a rule after that with the whole
6 months or 6 weeks suspension for first-time offender and banned indefinitely. Or lifetime ban.
Yeah.
Second time.
And not even just for players, but for any coaching staff or anyone that has to do with a NFL team organization. It's the same. It's universal across the board.
It took till this video coming out for them to realize maybe 2 weeks wasn't enough.
Well, this is coming from an organization that doesn't see a correlation between playing football and concussions, so it doesn't really surprise me that much.
Everything I saw and read today, I was like, are you kidding me? It took the video. The police report wasn't enough. Not for the Ravens.
Do you think it might be a cover-up?
Not for the...
I doubt it.
Why did it take so damn long, though?
Because he makes a lot of money. Celebrity. Shit happens, I guess.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
I saw that, and just blew my mind. And hour after I watched the video, or an hour or two, I see Ravens release him. I'm like, well, that's funny. The police report wasn't enough for them. And then I see he's banned indefinitely. What the hell does that mean? Indefinitely.
Well, it means for now he's banned for life until, I don't know, maybe they...
Well, I know ESPN was saying if someone wants to sign him, they can sign him.
Well, I mean, we also just got news that Penn State got their ban lifted, even though they were supposed to be banned for 4 years. And now they just got it lifted after, what, 2?
Well, I don't think they should have been banned in the first place.
Well, that's...
I don't think the 20... What was that? 3 years ago now? 3 years ago. I don't think the 2011 Penn State Nittany Lion football team deserved to be punished. Members of the coaching staff on the 2011 needed to be and were punished, but those football players, so that means freshmen that year were told they don't have the chance of ever playing in a bowl game if they play 4 years. What did they do to deserve that? You know what I mean? It was nothing of their control, and that happened how many years prior to them going to Penn State? I don't think they should have been banned in the first place. Just like Ohio State shouldn't have been banned for whatever happened there the same year. That was the same year, right?
What, with Terrell Pryor and the tattoos?
Yeah, that was the same year.
Maybe?
Because Pryor, this is Pryor's third year, and he joined the NFL right after that happened. He didn't go back.
Yeah, he didn't go to
and this is his fourth year in the NFL, so that was the same year. Yeah, because I remember people saying Penn State's going to be out for 4, and Ohio State can't play that year. But, I mean, that just goes to show that well, everyone knows the NCAA is retarded too, but like I was saying, I don't think the football players on that team deserve to be punished for something they didn't have a part of. But it doesn't matter because you have the NFL that doesn't punish people for things they deserve to be punished for to that extent. And they take a second-time drug offender and ban him for a year, but a woman abuser gets banned for 2 weeks.
I mean, that goes to show you how... That's what I'm looking for. How they view certain social aspects, maybe, I guess, or off the field actions. I mean,
I guess they're restructuring they're trying to restructure the drug policy now.
Yeah, I just saw that on the halftime show right there. I mean, I heard that it's going to be a lot more strict.
More strict.
That's what. I mean, I might have caught. I caught the back end of that.
I guess they're meeting tomorrow, and that usually doesn't ever go. That's like Congress meeting, so.
Yeah, shit's not getting done. So.
What could they possibly? Is it going to be the same thing? 6 months or 6 weeks for first-time offenders and lifetime ban?
Nah, I forget what they said. I'll have to look back at it.
Because, dude, you know how many players they'll lose?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, Wes Welker already. They were just talking about Robert Mathis, too.
I wonder if that starts with...
or not Robert Mathis, someone on the Colts.
I wonder if that's like a blank slate, you know what I mean? Like,
what, like
say Ray Rice beat up a girlfriend again, I think they would have just banned him or gave him 6.
They'd probably give him a lifetime ban. Even though they banned him indefinitely, but if he ever gets the chance to come back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I would hope. But, what was I going to say? Damn it. Something about this, obviously.
I mean, it's... See, I was going to say something about the NCAA, not NFL. I think what they should do is they should just totally take out the whole student-athlete thing. And I was having a conversation with my sister about this, and this is actually her idea, but I'm just going to take it, essentially, and give it to the public. What they should do is they should not even have them go to school, since, they take bullshit classes anyway.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, we saw that we saw that controversy with the North Carolina basketball team where they had their tutors do their papers for them and all that other crap. And then I think the football team was just recently accused of doing the same thing. So what they should do is they should just hire them as staff for the school, pay them as not exorbitant amount of money as employees, but just have them on a pay staff for the school, which would then bring in revenue, and then send them off after 4 years or whatever. I don't know. I mean, keep him on for a 4-year contract type thing instead of having them go to class and everything. Because in all honesty, they're not really going to get an education.
I could see that.
Or they'll get a bullshit education, which means nothing. Because most of them are going to be going to the NFL anyway. Most of them.
Are you talking about Division I strictly? Because
I mean, maybe
only like half of those players will actually make it. Starting, not half of every Division I football player, half of every starting Division I football player gets to the draft at least and has a chance to compete for a practice squad or to make it onto a team. Because not everyone in the draft is a definite. Like the gay guy.
Michael Sam.
Yeah. All that publicity, and now he's on the Cowboys practice squad. Signed by the Rams? Yeah, the Rams signed him. And what, second round?
No, it was like 7th or 8th.
Oh, was that late?
Yeah, it was really late, yeah.
Oh, whatever. Of course, they still had the camera crew at his house. But
yeah,
regardless.
I think they already had a stacked defense. I don't know if it was just for backup purposes or...
Regardless,
whatever.
Yeah. He's... All that publicity about the first possible gay NFL player, and there he is.
Possibly is.
Well, first possible player.
First
yeah,
possible
player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's on the practice squad. I mean, granted, he's still in the NFL, but he's on the freaking practice squad, and
which still makes $500,000.
Yeah.
Something like that. Where they make like $6,000 every 2 weeks or
Yeah, they just said that the other day.
Oh. I wish I could be on that.
Yeah, you're set. You're set. Because some guys spend a long time on that practice squad, too. If they like you, they keep you around. So might as well talk about that Steeler game.
Well, at least they won.
Classic first half, second half Steeler
Classic
game.
Steelers, yep.
Yeah. But they really came flying out of the gates, I thought.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have a good old 16-0 team.
Really impressed by Le'Veon Bell. I mean, I expect Antonio Brown to that. I mean, he's at this point in career where he needs to do that every week. You know,
he has been doing it last year.
He got forced into the number one wide receiver position by Sanders getting cut, Hines Ward retiring,
and Santonio Holmes.
Well, yeah, that's a little before, but and Mike Wallace being cut.
I meant to say Mike Wallace.
Yeah, he's forced into that position, which I didn't think. Last year, I didn't think he was ready for number one. And I'm not going to say he proved me wrong because he still reminds me of that slot wide receiver who's not your typical number one go-to. And if you think about it, he really wasn't yesterday either because he only got 5 catches. But he made the best.
Yards,
he made the best out of those 5 catches.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to get to the point where he's making blocks and catching 10 passes a game.
And punt returns too. I mean, don't forget. I mean, the kick was a really awesome thing to see, but he was a really good. If I'm guessing if the punter wasn't in that area, or if he would have won a different way, that would have been a touchdown. So it was still like an awesome return, but it was really close.
Yeah, I will say his toughness has definitely improved because last year, he was scared to get hit. Remember that? Was it the Bengals? Last play of the game, he stepped out of bounds. Was that against the Bengals or the Jets? Or
in that snow game?
Yeah.
I was the Dolphins.
The Dolphins, that's right. Dude, he only stepped out of bounds because he saw someone.
That was the most amazing play ever.
He was scared to get hit, so he juked left and stepped out of bounds, and that guy had a good...
Well, and his defense also was really snowy, too, so he couldn't see anything.
True, that guy had a good 10 feet.
Yeah.
And with Antonio Brown's speed, he would have been fine, or he could have shrugged off a hit, even if there would have been a hit. But I don't think he would have got hit in that situation. I really think he only slipped out of bounds because he was scared of getting hit. But I will say, from yesterday, it seems that his toughness has certainly improved. And from what out of camp I've heard, he was the hardest working player at training camp this year, which that's what he needs to do. He needs to do that because if we lose him, we're going to be screwed. Unless we got a good draft
I mean, they picked up Hayward Bay, and he didn't have any action yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't have any action.
And Lance Moore. Well, Lance Moore had a groin injury, so he was out. But
still, he's a slot wide receiver. He's like 5'6", 5'7". Yeah, he's tiny, and he only plays slot.
Hayward Bay
is kind of...
He's tall and lanky-ish, but...
He could be That I mean, he wasn't the thing. He wasn't that number one. He was that number one wide receiver for Oakland, but he wasn't where you want him to be. I mean, for Oakland, anyone can be.
He's going to go the way Jericho Cotchery did, I think.
Yeah, he almost like that old reliable.
Yeah.
How Hines Ward was his last 2 years, but what I really liked about the first half is, which Ben I think is almost forced to do. He's really spreading the ball out. I mean, no one had more than like 6 catches, which is a good thing, I think.
Even Le'Veon Bell had like 50 plus receiving. So
he had a lot of catches.
Backs too.
Marcus Wheaton had 6 catches.
Mm-hmm.
Heath had 3 or 4, which Heath doesn't get the ball enough. So whenever you see 3 or 4 catches for Heath, that's because it's always good. I've seen Heath fumble the ball one time ever, and I don't think he's ever had a negative play. I think he needs to get the ball more, because whenever they brought him in the league or onto the team, they really had an offense designed to work the tight end. I mean, it was a little easier back then than it is now with tight ends like Gronkowski and Jimmy Graham, who were wide receivers or whatever. But he's not that. He's your prototypical tight end, your extra lineman pretty much. But I think they need to get him the ball more. I was really impressed with Le'Veon Bell's running and receiving, but that's only going to hurt next year whenever he's suspended for however long he gets suspended.
And even LeGarrette Blount had a touchdown too.
Yeah, well, he only had the ball twice, right? 2 or 3 times. But I think they're going to phase him in a little more in that third down goal line situation.
Yeah, because he's a big, lanky dude that would blow, just pound.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. They're going to have to phase him in a little more. Otherwise, he's going to get stale just sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and they have Dre Archer too. I think I don't know how.
He ran the ball, didn't he?
They
do that wide receiver shift to halfback.
And then I think he was on kickoff return too.
Yeah. Who he could be? I don't know. I don't want to say he could be big, but he could certainly be beneficial.
Yeah, he's very fast. That's why they picked him up.
Yeah. They just need to. I don't know. They need to figure something out with him. I don't know if they have, and they're just waiting. But I think they could use it. I think they'll bring it till, and that punt, that fake punt.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Did I not say they needed to bring back a trick play? Because it's been so. I can't remember the last successful trick play they've done.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably.
With Hines Ward and Antoine Randall.
It's probably been that long for a good successful. I mean, it didn't score a touchdown or anything, but it got us out of a 4th and 7, and then which turned into a nothing. It's turned into a punt.
Yeah.
But they need to do stuff like that if they don't want to go 8-8 again. They didn't win home opener last year, did they?
I don't even remember who they played.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they went 0-4.
0-4. That was last year. I was going to say. I couldn't remember if that was last year or the year before. But
they're predicted to go 10-6 from what Sports Illustrated said, which I would. That'd be pretty good.
If someone asked me, that's what I would say. 10-6. And that's hopeful too. The sad thing is we got the easiest schedule in the league. We got 2 big division games. Back to back.
Thursday they play the Ravens.
So that gets those out of the way, and then we got the Bengals. We don't play the Bengals until the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
15 we play them, and then 17 we play them.
I think the only big game maybe the Colts on Sunday afternoon.
What did Thursday night get moved? Networks?
Yeah, it's on CBS now.
Wow, the NFL Network give that up.
Well, CBS is a lot of money.
Yeah, but NFL Network.
And a lot of
doesn't that go straight to the NFL?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have NFL Network on their television.
So whenever it's your home team, you get that.
Yeah.
You get the game if it's your home team.
Right. But still.
See, that's weird. So I actually really like NFL Network. I like it more than I like. Did you ever watch NHL Network? It's so they just do the same stuff over and over again. I actually really like NFL Network because I'm so tired of ESPN and freaking LeBron James every 3 seconds, and they just beat things to death on the ESPN. And awesome Comcast, we get ESPN, but what was that thing you read about the halftime show?
What halftime show?
The Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, they said that the NFL is actually making the. They said they have it down to 3 people: Rihanna, Coldplay, and Katy Perry. And apparently they are going to make them pay to play the halftime show, which I don't really know how I feel about that.
Why would they? I don't care.
Because they did the research saying that apparently those like performers that play the halftime show, they usually have like a tour after.
Mm-hmm.
They usually get like a big increase in ticket sales and whatnot.
What's that have to do with the NFL?
What do you mean?
Like, what does the NFL care about their ticket sales?
Because they feel that if they bring them into the halftime show, they'll get more viewership, more money, and everything.
No one watches the Super Bowl just for the halftime show. Maybe like 3 people, and if they do, they're already at a party with 50 people. And if you look at the ratings, that counts as one.
Mm-hmm.
That counts as one person. That's one TV, maybe 2 TVs. You know, maybe you got one up in the bathroom too, but still. You know, those people that watch the Super Bowl just for the halftime show are at a party with 50 people. So that's ridiculous. They're not going to get more. It's already, like, what was it last year? Like 70 million or whatever? I don't know what was the number, but it was a ridiculous.
112.
It was a ridiculous. It was the most viewed. Every year it's the most viewed, right?
Yeah.
So do they even need to try? Do they need to try? It's going to get bigger.
Go all out. It's their big spectacle.
The commercials do it themselves. You know, just for the commercials. That does it themselves. The NFL doesn't need to do anything more.
They don't need more money,
Yeah, first of all, they don't need more money, which every business in the world is trying to get more money because that's just the way it goes. So, not even worth talking about. But, second of all, there's nothing they need to do to make it better because they can't make it better and it's going to get bigger no matter what they do. I mean, unless they make it dumb, unless they take something away or add something ridiculous that takes away from the experience. But it's just going to get bigger every year. They don't need to try and do things. Mm-hmm. But one thing that would help is if they actually had a good halftime show or got rid of the halftime show. I'd rather they get rid of the halftime show than try and get a good one because I don't think they could. I personally not enjoyed a single halftime show. That's just me.
I can't say I have either.
I usually walk out of the room.
The only time I did was when the Steelers were winning against Seattle Rolling Stones. They were kind of good.
That's just because the Steelers were winning.
Yeah. And then that one time they were losing, they had Black Eyed Peas.
Oh my God, that was one of the worst. That was one of the worst.
Yeah, it wasn't because I didn't like the Black Eyed Peas. It just wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't good.
They sounded so horrible. She sounded like Rage. She sounded like Zach De La Rocha. She's not supposed to. No pop singer is supposed to sound like that.
No. I mean, who was it last year? Bruno Mars. The only good thing about that was
fake Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
no, that wasn't even good. I didn't like it, especially because they played "Give It Away."
Yeah.
And it was
with Bruno Mars too.
Oh God.
I thought they were gonna split it up, but no. They
was he? Wait, I never. Was he real? Was he pre-recorded? Was he pre-recorded?
What do you mean?
Bruno Mars.
I don't know what that means.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, they pre-recorded their thing. Did you hear about that?
No.
Like none of their instruments were plugged in.
Oh really?
Yeah. They were. It was actually like a live. It wasn't. They didn't just like backtrack it.
Yeah.
They pre-recorded it, and then they broadcasted the pre-recording while they faked it.
Yeah. So
because what did the NFL? Whenever the NFL said a reason, it was some stupid reason like. Well, first of all, Red Hot Chili Peppers wasn't added until like a month before the Super Bowl because they were worried not enough people knew who Bruno Mars was, which...
I knew who he was, but I just didn't like him.
Yeah.
Not my forte music.
I don't understand the correlation between Bruno Mars and football. Because there's none.
I don't either.
Or the Black Eyed Peas in football, Madonna in football, or even Tom Petty in football. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Something the people want, apparently.
Who? Roger Goodell?
Yeah, apparently.
Think he enjoyed the halftime show?
He was with the amount of money he was making.
Yeah. If there's one person on this planet I could assassinate, it would probably be him. I don't know anyone I hate more than Roger Goodell. Did you think of anyone?
Hitler.
He's dead. No, now. 2014.
Anyone that deals with Fox News?
No, they're not. No.
As a collective whole, no.
No.
Oh, okay.
Did Fox News fine James Harrison $100,000 in one season?
They're assholes.
Well, Arjun Goodell is a huge asshole.
So there you go.
But I mean, not just because he fined James Harrison, just because the amount of transition the league's gone through for the worse since he's joined. I mean, the kickoff is 10 yards closer.
They were thinking about even taking that out, weren't they?
They want to get.
No, not kickoff. They want to get rid of PATs. That's it.
I think they want to phase out the kickoff too eventually. The injury thing.
Do we hear anything about moving it back? I know they said they were going to try it, but
they're going to try it again next year.
Oh really? What does that mean, trying it? Like I've never. Oh, okay, preseason.
Yeah, they're going to try it again. Because they tried it the 2 weeks. I don't know if it was good.
I haven't seen anything.
What did they want to see happen? People miss? Because a lot of people missed, which is ridiculous. Matt Sweezum missed like 4. Yeah, John Sweezum. Sean Sweezum, yeah. Jesus. John Sweezum missed like 4. And I wasn't paying attention to any other.
40-yarder to win the game yesterday.
I wasn't paying attention to any other teams because it's preseason and I barely wanted to watch the Steelers in preseason.
Yeah, he's out.
We're watching the game, by the way. Detroit, New York Giants. Oh, the Giants below.
It's really disgusting to watch.
Were we just talking about this before?
Yeah, watch Eli Manning's stupid face try to navigate through a football field.
They got so lucky. They stumbled their way. What were they, like 10 or 9-7 both years or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then they played some good playoff games because they did show up for those playoff games, but those were like tooth and nail, kick field goal to win the game playoff games.
Yeah, especially the one that they played the Packers, and that was when Brett Favre was still playing. That was the first Patriots.
And they got in by the skin of their teeth, and then they play the freaking undefeated Patriots, and get lucky, extremely lucky. Granted, the Patriots should have beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And they just had a bad game, and if it wasn't for a play or two,
Or they just got too cocky.
Yeah, well, imagine that. But Eli Manning should have been sacked like 9 times in one play. David Tyree catches the ball off the top of his head.
A no-name, but that miraculous catch, too.
And then 2 years later, like the same exact... Was it 2 years or 3 years? Almost the same exact thing.
Yeah, 2 years, because the year after that, the Steelers won in the Cardinals, right?
And what was after that? Probably the Giants and Patriots again.
Yeah, maybe? I think. Yeah.
Whatever.
I want to say
Doesn't matter. 2 or 3 years after, almost Wes Welker drops like the easiest catch ever, and then
they make that like third down, 30 or whatever.
Eli has the luckiest drive,
grab,
the luckiest drive ever, and Ahmad Bradshaw just falls into the end zone, and then last play of the game, didn't Gronk drop the ball
or something
in the end zone or something? Like He could have had the catch. Totally just dropped.
That was the famous Tom Brady sitting on the ground like a dweeb.
Yeah. What happened with him and Giselle after the game? Didn't something happen? I can't remember.
She said the reporters kept hounding.
Yeah.
And she was like, back up or something.
Something. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's like,
a fag. Yeah. And you're gonna see this year that he sucks.
Yeah, they're already 0-1.
Oh, that's great. What's the last time they lost a home opener or an opener? I mean, a season opener. They probably haven't. He
probably when Bledsoe was still quarterback.
He probably. I don't know if he's had a lot. He probably hasn't.
Oh, maybe the year that he tore his ACL. Maybe what was that? Remember when Castle had to step in? Did they win that game?
Did he do that week 1?
Yeah, it was week 1.
Oh. They probably did win that game. It was probably against like Buffalo.
Yeah, you know what? I honestly think it was.
Wasn't it? I think that was
I'm pretty sure it was.
Winning like 24. They did a Steelers. Yep. They were winning like 24-2. I think there was like a 24-2 or 3 at halftime, and then the Patriots came back like 40-24.
Yeah.
They like doubled the score. I think that was the game. Could be wrong. I'm full of shit. Doesn't matter. But the Patriots lost the season opener, and that's just awesome. And the Ravens are going to suck this year, just like they did last year. The AFC North went from like the most feared division in football to this just thing hanging on by a limb.
Yeah.
With Cincinnati at the top, who has put together a good wide receiver core and a good defense. But are they a playoff contender? Yeah, probably. Are they a playoff team? No. Not with
remains to be seen because
not with that quarterback.
Made it. I mean,
what's he? $96 million now.
The Red Rocket.
Yeah, I think is that what they gave him? 96
so.
or something.
What did they give? What did the Ravens give Sloppy Joe Flacco?
126, 130.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, it worked out. They went 8-9 last year, right? I thought we were tied with them. Or no, we beat the Ravens last year.
No, it was 1-1, wasn't it?
No, I mean we beat them in like 1, 2, 3, 4, like ranked. Because we could have made it into the playoffs. So. They didn't have a chance in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Because we were up. It was up to that field goal. Yeah, so we were ahead of them. I think they were 8-8 too, but
because I remember that was the Thanksgiving game that
we had
Mike
more,
Tomlin incident, and they lost that game, and then they beat them the next time.
Yeah, we had more division wins than they did, because we beat the Browns both times, lost to the Ravens once, I think we lost to Cincinnati both times. Might have.
Maybe.
I
think so.
But Cincinnati is getting all this talk for nothing, essentially, because the two teams that have ruled the AFC North for the past years sucked last year. So it was like nothing for them. And the Browns aren't even a football team.
They're just a...
They can... I mean, they play
they're
that
just a jumping off
half.
point, essentially.
They're not a football team.
For games.
They're never going to be good. I'm sorry.
Like,
I don't see Cleveland ever being good.
Yeah. It's more like a stat padding game for
I could see Jacksonville in a Super Bowl. Really? Before I see... No, not this year. Before I see with the Browns in the playoffs,
okay,
probably.
Okay.
I could see... Whatever, Oakland in the Super Bowl. Well, Jacksonville's probably the worst. They've been the worst team in the league for the past 2 years, right?
They were last year.
Yeah, they had 2 wins last year.
Something
like 1 win the year before. Hey, but look at the Detroit Lions. They went 0-16 how many years ago?
And now look at them. They're actually a pretty good team.
Last year was their worst year
since
then,
yeah.
I think. And I always feel like Detroit, like they have these... You're hearing all this good stuff about them, and then they like trail off, and then they get good, and then they like trail off. I'm not enough of a follower to know what the hell the problem with Detroit is, but
they got Megatron.
Yeah, I mean, give him the ball, and you're fine. I think they've never had that. They never really had a steady running back. That would probably help them out.
Yeah, who they have that the Bell.
Who even knows? Wait, they have Reggie Bush.
No, he's not starting.
He's not starting?
Yeah, we were just watching there. What? Something Bell.
Oh.
Bell's the last name.
Sorry, he sucks. Reggie Bush sucks anyway. Well, I guess we can wrap this up. Anything you want to say? Oh, let's talk about the podcast for a little bit.
Yes.
We just started a podcast. What's this?
I said yes.
This.
What? I said yes. I was agreeing with you. I said yes.
We weren't.
Okay. Well, regardless, we started a podcast of the same name, and it's currently under review on iTunes.
Yeah. So we we're ahead of the ball. We have 2 episodes of that, and they're both an hour long. Really good stuff. We have a friend helping us out with that one. We got the first one is like pretty much about film and movies. It's a really interesting conversation. And then the second one is mainly music, and then we trot off the film, and then went back to music and finished it up.
We tend to do that a lot, especially when we're just bullshitting with each other. We tend to talk in circles, but
at least we stayed on topic today. Yeah. So I think that's about all we got to talk about.
Usually we'll probably do a podcast every weekend or every other weekend.
Like
So
it's actually a little easier because we just talk into a microphone, and we're hoping this works with iTunes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long.
If not, we'll probably just end up putting it on YouTube, and it's already on Podomatic.com. So if you go to Podomatic.com and type in the Variety Show podcast, there's 2 episodes on there. But
I think there's a way to publish that onto Twitter and or Facebook.
Really?
So yeah, we can go on the website and then put it onto our Twitter. If you don't want to go to Podomatic, we'll do the work for you.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people.
It's not the same. It's not the same stuff we've done on here yet. Out of the 2 episodes, so check that out, and hopefully we'll be back soon. Try not to get too sloshed out there, IUP.
Peace.